So we switched over to Beacon Pines. Beacon Pines was one of the games that was leaving Game Pass last month at the end of September, and it was such a good game, and it was pretty spooky too. It was a really good way to start the beginning of October. It was kind of cool, So it was a pretty cheap game. I think it was only like $11 or something like that. I ended up picking it up so that we could continue the playthrough of it. Since then, I haven't touched the game because I've been saving it for tonight. And I hope y'all are interested in some Beacon Pines. Okay, so I don't remember exactly where we left off Beacon Pines, but I believe that the last thing we had done was push that one kid into the goop, and then he got all slimy and weird, and then was all gross. And I'm not sure how much further we got. Tonight, we're doing a special stream. We're doing spooky games, Halloween games, actually. Halloween games, but also, since it's the end of the month, we're doing the Game Pass games that are leaving soon. We just finished one of those. Tonight, we've played Kill It With Fire, Solaris, and also Gunfire Reborn, I believe was the other one. So we've knocked out 3 of the Game Pass games leaving soon. One of them, Solaris, was pretty spooky, so it was cool that it fit the theme. Earlier, we played a game just to get rewards out of the way for Xbox. It was a Walking Dead game, and that was kind of fun. It was a lot better than I thought it'd be. Started out pretty rough, and then got a little bit better once you got into the meat and bones of the game. We've also played a little bit of. I'm trying to like intersperse, since some of these games aren't spooky, like semi-spooky games at least, to try and keep the flow going for like the Halloween theme. And we played Bramble the Mountain King. Um, like I said, Walking Dead. Not sure what all we've played just yet, but to give you an idea of what's to come, we still have Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare and the Dead Space remake. Now, we also have a couple other games that we can throw in that I've downloaded, like Scorn, and can't think of the other one that I have downloaded just yet. Weird West, if y'all want to see that. I was kind of keeping it a surprise, but I want to give a midstream update as to what to expect coming up next. So, thank you everybody for the support. Thank you for hanging out. Like I said, I hope y'all are enjoying the content. If you do, be sure to give me a follow on Twitch, XAmonX, subscription on YouTube at Aim Havoc on YouTube. Alright, let's get going. This is Beacon Pines Part 2. Part 1 was pretty crazy. It started out as a pretty cute game where you're playing as these little kids, and then out of nowhere the town around you starts to just get a little bit weirder and weirder, and you can tell something's going on, but you're not exactly sure what is going on. So we're going to find out what's going on this
stream. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? So, I did voices for every character in the last playthrough. I apologize. I really can't remember what voices I did for all of them. So I'm just going to kind of wing it. If they don't match up, I apologize. Got into trouble with Rolo. We told Gran. What's the the tree look like? Struggle. Strange? Tickle. We went the route of strange. I think we're about to see the ending after you push the kid into the goo. So if you don't remember, we just pushed a guy that was a bully into this goop, and things got real bad real fast. By the way, this game is really good at doing little bits of spooky stuff here and there. It's not out a full like horror game, but it's got some pretty creepy stuff. Yeah, that little kid was a jerk. He really did deserve it, but maybe he didn't at the same time. Gran, Roxy came over. She was worried about him, so I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. Turns out Rolo is safe and sound.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
So Gran's not back yet? I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess.
Luca was sitting by the pond,
Oh shit.
listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without
Dad.
turning, he spoke. Why don't you grab me some nice bait? Sure thing, Dad. Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. We're fishing with bees? Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one. Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go! Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run! The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Fuck.
Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rolo.
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca! Rolo, is that you? Luca! There? Oh, it's the middle of the night. Luca, thank God. Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down
Rollo's
here?
voice was coming through more clearly now. But some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? It was... took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. You seem more interested in... for now, at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr, no. Trust. He's... Hold on, someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rolo. Rolo, where are
Luca
you?
held still, waiting for a response. His pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can barely hear
Rolo's
you.
voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... the treehouse.
With that,
The treehouse.
the signal died for good.
What is he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna. He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Rolo,
Luca
you're a
grabbed
genius.
the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. I just want to check around. See if there's anything we potentially missed first.
Grand's moving in meant that most of Luca's things had been crammed in the corner. Luca was somewhat annoyed by the situation.
I can't remember if there's a run button or not. Think not. Definitely time to chill. Oh, it's not gonna let me go anywhere else besides the treehouse.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Gran? So, we all understand our roles. You can count on me. I still think we need more time. This wasn't the
Mr.
original
Tolliver
plan.
paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
Mr. Tolliver, so that's the... I guess the squirrel's dad. We're all in danger now. Confused. You just keep
Mr.
your wits
Tolliver
about you.
took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I just wish we could have made that deal with Eris Valentine. Our resources would have still come in handy. I gotta put a blanket on. It's getting cold. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. Gran, why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hey, Luca! Ah! Don, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. Call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified, or both. Luca, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? No, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See you, Luca. Gotta get to the treehouse. Look who it is. I did it. I changed the sign. Splendid. Did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good.
Shared a mischievous grin.
Can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. I think I remember doing like a uppity voice for that character. Festival. Oops. So, we weren't able to check out like all the different things that were taking place in the last stream because we were trying to speed through due to the fact that the game was leaving Game Pass soon. But since we bought the game, we can now talk to all the different characters, investigate properly in all the areas, get all the things going, you know, that need to be. So they changed the sign, which I think they're talking about this one, but I can't see it. I guess we won't see it until tomorrow. Perennial harvest. Also, one single light on. Go pick out your bait from the tackle box, buckaroo. Yeah, that's right. We had this memory with our dad, and I just walked away.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
Found a little bit of struggle. Damn, that bottle fucking scared me. Malice, 80 proof whiskey, a hard liquor for a hard man. Best leave that be. It takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around.
Luca tied a shoestring to the hook. What fish could resist a nice shoestring?
Give it a good cast now. Where do you think the other one is? Hard to say. Sometimes things drift away. It's not fair. No, it's not. Well, wherever it is, I hope that other boot at least has a sock to keep it company. Go pick out your bait from the tackle box, buckaroo.
Luca gently baited a feather onto the hook. Good for skimming the surface.
Give it a good cast now. It's Rubber Ducky. Well, I'll be switched. It's your old Rubber Ducky. You were just a little drooling ball of fur when you lost that. Cried for days. I told ya it would turn up. Looks like we could use some new bait. What do you say we head out and find some more?
Luca gently baited. Good for skimming the.
Maybe next time, Pops. So the antenna's to the far right over there? Can't tell. So, tonight we're doing Halloween games and also Game Pass games leaving soon. We're intermittently playing them that way because, you know, some of the Game Pass games that are leaving soon aren't that spooky. I want to keep the vibe spooky, so we're playing spooky games in between. Earlier we played Walking Dead. That was pretty spooky. Telltale series. New Frontier, I think, was the name of it. Not exactly sure. We also played Solaris, was kind of spooky. One of the Game Pass games that was leaving soon. We played Bramble the Mountain King. Had a really good little area in there that just kind of blows you away at the beginning. And then now we're playing Beacon Pines. Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. Rolo, where are you? Are you out there? I'm at the treehouse now, Rolo. Mr. Kerr said you were alright. What happened out there? Dang it, Rolo, where are you? Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
Got weapons in here. So you better come out
It's
right
strange
now.
to hear as a muffled voice began.
weapons. How could you hurt something that's already
Fear
dead?
gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What? You don't recognize me? Guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the
We all know
demon
what this
voice.
is.
The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
A monster. Now they hunt me like the beast I am.
Luca
Iggy.
reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me. This is all
Luca
your fault.
slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second. And I get to be like this forever. There must be a way to fix this. Oh, you gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luca saves the day. His positive attitude and the power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weepwood. I only came in here to hide. Who? Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca! Luca! Rollo? It's not safe! Luca! Rollo, where are you? The tree house! I'm at the tree house. Rollo, where are you? No, Luca, the tree house isn't safe. They said they were going to the tree house. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the tree house. Who said they're going to the tree house? The clipboards. What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They're saying the same stuff they always do. But it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. We're gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? Crap, they found me. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We'll be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course. We have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? Yeah, you were right. Saying the same stuff, but with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Might a young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Alrighty.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse
Follow
to its
my
roof,
lead.
where Rollo had constructed his MCDC.
Master Control Defense Console. Luca and Iggy.
The
climbed
mission
up.
control defense cannon.
Ah, defense cannon, okay.
From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward.
Oh
A
shit.
warm smile on
This is the
his
guy that
face.
said that Luca or Rollo was safe last time. Iggy, there you are. You gave all of us a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though. We're here to help. Help? Then why are you chasing me? Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Oh, that's a pretty honking big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is. Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That's a hurtful thing to say, Luca. I thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What'd you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca? Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey, that was uncalled for. More than a little rude. And just plain insanity. Sanitarium. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it's come to this.
Turned his back on the two boys.
And
With
this.
a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end.
So at the end of the last Beacon Pine stream, we pushed Iggy into the goo, it turned him into a monster, and then that is the end of this arc. But it gave an option there, and the only option was to fight. But as we know, this game has a tendency to make it to where a little bit later in the game you can unlock different options, and then come back to the storyline and like start with a different option. So let's see. Let's see what the other ones bring.
Escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
Okay, so that is the end of a line. MCDC. I like that little imagery there. That was cool. Okay. And this was, we had the option to go strange or tickle. And Warehouse of Horrors, we now have the option to struggle. So we got two different paths here. Not going to choose tickle here. Just going to go straight into the other one. Choose struggle. Thank you for stopping by. Hope y'all enjoying the stream. If you just got here, we're playing Beacon Pines, a game that was at the end of the last games leaving Game Pass stream in September. It was so good that we went ahead and just picked it up so that we could finish the game. This is the continuation. Tonight we're playing Halloween games and games leaving Game Pass because we're so close to the end of the month. Unfortunately, some of the games that are leaving Game Pass aren't as spooky as the others, so what we're doing is intermittently playing games that are spooky. So, like earlier we played Solaris, which is pretty spooky, so that kind of fit the bill. But then we switched over to Gunfire Reborn, which wasn't that spooky. Yeah, remember to be a little shit. Yeah, whenever we were being a little shit, we stomped on her leg or kicked her foot. It was good. It was good. Alright, so we're going to start a different arc here. We're not going to play Beacon Pines for too terribly long tonight. I just wanted to get a little bit further in the game, if I could, before we play another Game Pass game, because we have a lot to do tonight. We still have Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, we have the Dead Space remake, and then I want to say one or two more games leaving Game Pass. Yeah, we have both, shit, I forget which one, but also Persona 5 Royal is one of them, which is going to be huge. That's going to be huge. If y'all have never seen Persona, it's fucking amazing. This story is about struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3. Everything's fine.
Holy shit. So this is a part of the storyline where Rollo did not go with us to the warehouse because he had to go help his sister. And we get abducted by the person in the hazmat outfit that busts through the door. But instead of getting captured, this time we struggled and were able to get free. So this is starting a whole new story arc that may actually change the dynamic and let us see a little bit more into what's going on in the game.
The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Finished jarring a mess of jam last night. Uh-huh. So I don't need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So what did you and Rollo get up to yesterday? Rollo had things to do, so I just sort of poked around town. I set the jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. One for Mr. Tolliver at the Bag and Wag. Deliver jam to Mr. Tolliver. Another for Mrs. Fratelli at the diner. By the way, these are the two people that Gran was talking to right before the treehouse incident. So it's kind of like giving a little bit more details to the mystery here and there. Love it. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed, he said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. That was the guy that was like, "Oh, your grandma is a fine woman. Yes, a fine woman indeed." There's some extras in the basket for that enthusiastic gentleman. Deliver jam to Mr. Nuncreed. Just make sure Fratelli and Tolliver get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now. All the day is still young. Bye, Gran. Hello, it's Juniper Hartford. Before you hang up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. Simple matter is, we both have the same problem that needs solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Okay, sorry about yesterday. Roxy can be so annoying. Good news, no more boring chores for me today. Did you make it to the old Valentine warehouse? So, what did you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. What? Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Rolo, I've got to deliver these into town first. We can catch up after. Oh, is it a whole thing? Sounds like a whole thing. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it here. Meet me at the treehouse tonight. I'm not sure what this treehouse is that you speak of. Meet me at Mission Control. Roger that, Space Cadet. You can tell those jerks it doesn't matter how many boxes they pile up, I ain't moving. Nope. Nope. Not talking to that motherfucker. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to these at all. Piper? Oh, hey, Luca, what's up? You know it's summer break, right? Of course. And it's like the morning? Correct. And you're studying? Like they say, the early bird gets the proper education required for a successful and fulfilling career later in life. Hey, Zerial. Hi, Luca. Could you please tell this lazy butt to help out in the cafe? Zerial would like you... Luca, let me give you a little gem of advice. If you never do what you don't love, you'll never work a day in your life. Wow. You're really setting the kid up for success. Anger from the past, mistakes not yet made. Glimmering hope for the future. He carried them all in equal parts, everywhere he went. Oh heavens, what a burden to bear. Yo, is this the infamous no touching? Smack. Melon kicker. We got 100 gamer score for that, by the way. Found a way to kick the watermelon. Play that funky music. Hit the watermelon 20 times. We got another 100 gamer score. How many times do I need to slap the watermelon?
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple.
Hello?
With a yelp,
Eep.
Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh, sorry. No bother, no bother.
He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
I see you have something for me. Yeah, Gran had some jam I'm supposed to give to
He
you.
leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, these ones on top. She wrote your name on them.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes! The jam! Thank you so much for delivering this jam to
He
me.
reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luca a little wink.
I shall put it on my store shelves post haste. Okay, I should finish my deliveries. Of course. Of
He
course.
leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. How do you keep the ice cream cold? You keep them on ice. Where do you get the ice cream from? I don't know, somewhere cold? How do they keep somewhere cold? Look, Bert. Do you want some ice cream or not? No, I'm good.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here, in Beacon Pine. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck, a scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Sharper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Sharper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Renaissance Fund.
Okay, so the entire town is super heavily focused on fertilizer, and one of the things that we kind of propositioned last stream is that some of the things that's going on, like the goop that we pushed that kid into, might have to do with the old fertilizer plant. Like maybe they're trying to do experiments on it. Because one of the things that happened that I didn't really notice at first, and then I noticed whenever I rewatched the stream, is that they dip the stick into the goo, and before the stick dies and withers away, it grows new life and like gets like, so it like grows a whole bunch and then blooms and then withers away real fast, almost like it's had some type of super fertilizer. That was unhelpful. True dat. No touching. He runs up and gives another quick slap. Oh shit, it's the Valentine people. Last Chance Diner. That's the other place I gotta go. Mr. Wilder, I trust you have time to chat?
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune, had a way of making questions seem like demands.
Certainly. What seems to be the
Wilder
problem?
had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper.
I couldn't help but notice that the front page of this morning's paper was consumed with stories about this silly festival. Well, yes, that is the news of the day. But there was no mention of the museum, nor the foundation through which it was endowed. I'm sorry, Miss Valentine. My readers are more so interested in this town's future, rather than any one family in particular. There was a time, Mr. Wilder, when the goings-on of my family was the only thing this town cared about. Well, things change, ma'am. And you know, change is a dangerous... If you finish that thought, I will make that monocle a permanent fixture of your anatomy. My apologies. Good day, Miss Valentine. Did I give you the impression this conversation was finished?
Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Well, good day, Mr. Wilder. Hey, Dawn. Hey, look,
Dawn
what's
had
up?
dreams of becoming a big-time reporter. At night, she searched for the story that could be her big break. By day, she hawked papers at the newsstand.
I got you on jam delivery, eh? Yup. Hey, Dawn, have you noticed anything weird around town lately? What sort of weird things? Stuff going on at the old Valentine building. You might say I've heard some things. Working on a story about it right now. So what's going on? Can't say quite yet. Still need to follow up on a few leads. Keep me in the loop, okay? Sure thing. Have you seen the new kid around yet? New kid? Yeah, came in from the big city. Our parents both got jobs here. But get this, one of them is working for William Kerr and Perennial Harvest. And the other is working for Eris Valentine. And the Valentines represent Beacon Pines Pass. Perennial Harvest has positioned itself as this town's future. Must make for some interesting dinner table conversations. I can imagine. Hey Don, sorry to wake you. No problem, it comes with the
Dawn had
job.
dreams of becoming a big-time reporter. At night, she searched for... By day, she hawked papers.
What's up? Rose said he saw something strange going on at the warehouse. You know anything about that? I might say I've heard some things. So what's going on? I still need to follow up on a few leads. Keep me in the loop, okay? Sure thing. Things seem to be quiet in town today. Yep, everyone is preparing for the festival. She'll be back to normal tomorrow. Catch you then? Catch you then. Oh, and Luca? I'm just sorry I haven't been able to find out anything about your mom yet. I'm just grateful that you tried. I'm still keeping my ears up. It introduced Dawn twice there. Is it going to do it again? No? Okay. So I didn't come here the first playthrough, and I think that it was supposed to do the first Dawn intro there, and then it tried to do both of them. Oh shit.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
I'm ready to help, Mama. Alright, little buckaroo. It's up to us to feed these folks with Mrs. Fratelli while Mrs. Fratelli is away. So this is the first that it's ever showed of Luca's mom. We gotta deal with the inventory before I can start cooking. You think you can handle taking some orders in the meantime? Yes, Mama. Aren't you a little young to be waiting tables? I'm just helping out. My father had me hustling when I was your age as well. Father always says, children are to be sails pulling a family ever forward. That doesn't sound very fun. There's plenty of time for fun. For instance, Father and I always make time to have lunch together once a month.
Luca glanced at the empty seat across from Gus.
Should I come back? Oh no, it turns out Father was too busy to have lunch today. I'll just go ahead and eat alone. Oh. Silver lining is, without him around I can have my usual. A nice stack of cold cuts topped with a pile of sloppy chili. Indulgent and tender. Chill. Chill. Here you are. Cold cuts with steaming hot chili on top. I call it the hot and cold. That's perfect, thank you. Hi, Roxy. Luca. I'm helping. Wow, hopefully your work ethic will rub off on Rolo. What can I get you? I'm not really feeling like a burger. How about a chicken sandwich with bacon on top? Coming right up. Tender. Indulgent. Here you go. I call it the Love Me Tenders. Nice. Looks like we're missing a few things. Why don't you run out and grab some more ingredients? Okay, I'll be back. Cute. If I could just be left alone, young Mr. Van Horn. Oh, sure, sorry to bother you. It's just that Mr. Kerr has asked me to make the opening speech at the festival. Being mayor and all, you might expect me to be a charismatic speaker. The truth is, I'm terribly nervous. I really don't think I'm cut out for this sort of thing. Cut out for being mayor or for public speaking? Both, I suppose. I never really chose any of this. It's more of a duty to my family, for our legacy. That sounds like a heavy burden. As for the festival, just speak from your heart. I'm sure it'll be great. Alright, time to talk to Mrs. Fratelli, the kinda hot diner lady. Well, if it isn't my favorite little jam runner. Hey, Mrs. Fratelli, look at
She
you.
leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
You're all skin and bones. Is your grandaunt feeding you? She is, it's just... I understand. You know, I taught your mama how to cook back in the day. You may not even remember, but you and her used to help out in the diner. See that picture over there? That's you helping your mama back in the day. So cute, running around in your little apron taking orders. The whole situation just breaks my heart. What happened with Eleanor? Break. I got a feeling she's out there somewhere yearning to be with you again. Few things in this world can help a mother from her son.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably.
Oh yes,
Mrs.
let's see
Patel
here.
lifted the cloth and inspected the jam.
They even have my name on them. How thoughtful.
She carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
You tell your gran hello for me, Luca. Will do. Wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating. Well, okay. Did I get another one, or is that it? Oh, we're still missing a few things. Okay, I'll be back. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing good. Thank you. Okay, so that was 2 of the 3 people that we have to deliver to. Also, though, we got break. I kind of want to see if that can be used anywhere. No, it can't. Not yet, anyways, so let's hold on to that. Maybe we'll be able to use it some other time.
Jeff's hardware closed down about a year ago. The effects of the foul harvest stretched wide. When there are no crops in the field, tractors don't need fixing.
Is today the day the release of the
The
comic?
Cobs I've Eaten, a salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous.
Yuck.
Sally Seashore's simple succulent sundries. Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Succulent. I bet that goes in the diner that we were just at.
A peek behind the curtain. The methods and ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu, one of the greatest acting minds of our time, by Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Oof.
There were rarely any actual new additions. Simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Not fooling anyone.
The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics, most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs. Mycological phosphorescence.
Glowing mushrooms. My complete loss of interest.
The bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Boring. Hey Jace. Oh, hey Luca. Have you seen the new issue of Hank Atomic? We unlocked Nerd, by the way, for 100 gamer score. Not yet. No spoilers, please. It's awesome! It's a flashback! No spoilers, please. We get to see how mild-mannered Henry Adam becomes. Hank Atomic, man of space justice. Jace, no spoilers! Oh, sorry. My point is, you're gonna love it. Alright, Jace. Catch you later. Roger that, Space Cadet. Hey, Cato. Good afternoon, Luca. I hope you find something? Maybe. Maybe not. Try me. There's been some weird stuff going on at the Valentine warehouse. Can't say I know anything about the old warehouse. But empty hives don't stay empty for long. Huh?
Kato motioned to the book in front of him.
The more I read about beasts, the more similarities I see with people. If a hive collapses and fails, it doesn't stay empty for long. A new queen will set up shop pretty quickly. So you're saying it would make sense for someone new to start using the warehouse? Nature abhors a vacuum. Okay. Later, y'all. Nun Creed. Got some jam for you, Mr. Nun Creed. Luca, you seem chipper. Well, aside from being on delivery duty, it's a nice day.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
I suppose it is. So, do you want your jam? Oh, right. Usually Juniper drops these off herself. I guess she's busy today. Anyway, this is my last delivery for the day. Oh, in that
Nuncreed
case,
snatched the basket from Luca.
I'll hold on to the basket until the next time I see your grand. Oh shit, it's our friend. Hey you! Anchovies or pineapple? Huh? Don't think. Just answer. Pineapple? Why? How old are you? 12? Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? I don't ever tell you yes too many questions. Just try to keep up, okay? What just happened? Huh. Hey, what a crazy coincidence. Here's my new friend I was just telling you about. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep, we just hit it off. Oh, really? Get this, his favorite pizza topping in the whole world is pineapple. And what is your new little friend's name?
Beck locked eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate.
Luca Van Horn. Nice to meet you. I'm Nellie and this is Alona. We're Beck's
Beck
parents.
gave Luca a quick nudge.
Oh yeah, Beck told me all about you. Already feels like we've known each other for years. So you both can stop obsessing about me making friends. So if you don't remember, at the end of last stream, we had befriended Beck while we were looking for Rolo. And then Iggy came up as the bully. And then Beck was trying to be cool. And he was being mean to Iggy. So we pushed Iggy into the goop, which turned Iggy into a monster. And that started the whole... Well, that was like the end of last stream. So this one, we're picking up from there. We saw how that ended. It was pretty cool. If you don't already know, this is Beacon Pines. It's like a Goosebumps / Stranger Things game. It's pretty cool. So you can both stop obsessing about me making friends. Oh, darling, we never doubted you. It's just that for children with fewer than 5 close friends, the probability of a stunted development doubles. Well, 1 down, 4 to go, I guess. What Nelly means is that we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. A friend has been friended. This calls for a celebration. Luca, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner? Wow, another coincidence. I actually already asked him and he said he would love to. It's just wonderful. In that case, we should pick up some groceries. You two don't get into too much trouble now. Well, I can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome. I owe you one. My moms are great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is a little cottage next to that big mansion place. Wait, you live on the Valentine estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Meet me by their big creepy gate. Don't be late. Or I'm back to square one on this whole friend grift. Great. See you there. I actually really like Beck. Beck's a cool character. Do we get anything new for the... We did. Who's this? I don't even know who this is. Gadzooks, they've shrunk the wait
Jeff
staff.
slapped the table and gave Luca a toothy grin.
Oh, it's Jeff who had to shut down his shop. How's your pops doing? He's been pretty busy these days. I know the feeling. Tell him that fishing rod he ordered should be ready next week, will you? Sure thing. I'm in the mood for something sweet. Yeah, a burger that can satisfy a sweet tooth? A sweet burger? Yeah, and top it off with some grilled cactus. Grilled cactus. The heart wants what it wants. Okay, so... Okay, here you go, dude. Some sweet Simpson cactus. There you go. Here's your orders. I call it the sweet and stabby. Ha! Now that's a burger with bite. It's like we're missing a few things. Why don't you run out? Okay. Well, you're able to do one more of the things. That was fun. It's Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. What's so good about it? Another day further down the tubes, if you ask me. Come on now, it's not all bad. The festival is coming up. The festival? Old man Valentine used to put on cockamamie shindigs all the time. And where did that get us? Oh, it's a perennial harvest putting on this one. And they're doing it for the whole town. As far as I see it. The difference between the old Valentine Company and this new perennial harvest outfit
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
is the difference between this empty soup can and this brown banana. Those are both garbage. Exactly. Hi, Jeff, you're a good character. Hey. Oh, shit. Oh there, little buddy. What brings you to this neck of the woods? I was just wandering around a bit. Wondering. How wonderful. Children and their wonderful wandering. Oh, to be young. Anyways, I can't let you pass just now. Top secret business that
Mr.
way.
Kerr winked with a wry smile.
I'm just yanking your chain. Perennial Harvest is just making a few
He gave Luca an
improvements.
energetic thump on the shoulder.
Better head home now. Our harvest awaits. Ugh.
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
That's strange. So who all lives in that house? Eris and Gus Valentine grew up there. And Solomon moved in a few years back. The creepy little kid in the vest. Sounds like the one. So just 3 people live in that huge thing? Bet a bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really. Downtowns pretty much keep to themselves. So it's empty and boring? Pretty much. What a waste. My mom says it used to be way busier, but back before Sharper died, before the foul harvest. That's like the 5th time someone mentioned this foul harvest thing. You all use that same ominous tone. Eventually you're going to explain to me how that harvest got all fouled up. We can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. You know what was fun is last time we were walking around and we came out here and we were like, man, whose place is this? And all of this was locked up, so it's cool that we're finding out now that this is Beck's house. Most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Why are you still here? Well, Beck, we've been through a lot. Look like you could use some help. You know what, Luca? You're not so bad. Let's get through this as simply as possible. Just eat, smile, and nod. Fine. Great, whatever you do, don't break up their work. Don't bring up their work. I think I can handle
Beck
that.
took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Hey, Solasta, Crown of the Magistar, and then Persona 5. I'm so excited for Persona. Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4. Dinner with the Moodwills.
Dinner
Alona
with
Moodwill
the
was worried
Moodwills.
about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So, Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma. Over on the other side of the river. Your grandma, where are your parents at? Beck. Manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh, dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like, missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like the pizza? It was good. Very good. Normally we'd have put more effort
Ilona
into
nervously
dinner.
gestured toward the boxes.
We aren't fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, are we just skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck. I'm sorry, Luca, this move is having
Luca
us
wiped
all
his face
tired.
with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So Beck said that you
Beck
moved here
gave
for
Luca
work?
a swift kick under the table.
Ow! I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you were right the first time. We're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her their newest lead researcher of deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture, and is something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Back. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore
Beck
you
slammed
did.
her fist into the table. Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca, how about some dessert? I actually have to meet my
Luca
friend
glanced
Rolo
outside
soon.
to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that
Luca
useful
wiped
around
his mouth
here.
one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It really was good. See you at the festival, Beck. The unlucky coin. Wait up! She'd flipped the coin. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually.
This is gonna
Probably.
be fun. It's like gonna have our main three squad together. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as clouds above began to rumble or break. Huh.
Luca began to
rumble.
respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Now we're getting to I love it! This is a really good game, by the way. It's a kind of a slow burn, but once you get into the spooky stuff, like shit starts getting real weird real fast. You sure we can make it home before this
Luca
storm
surveyed
kicks
the
off?
wailing clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll
At
just
that
make a break
moment,
for it.
The heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch cold. Luca, Nellie will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. And if I poke around, be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
And she's so cute up there. Oh, this looks wild. What is it? Gum.
Luca
Gum?
adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47
Luca wiped his
days.
hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh. Beck looked
It's weird,
down,
I know.
timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little, but weird can be cool.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. But you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry. Was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. And they're really trying to feel good about themselves. They do both. So you moved a lot. Yo, I've been there. Been there, kid. Yeah, it's a brilliant thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them, is all. Oh, wow. Bill and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ha, shucks. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Luke took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Earl can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a
Luke
problem.
took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. One thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know, something. I'll register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. Just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's going to be alright. That things are going to change.
A feral scream that echoed into the night.
Ah. Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. Can I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Ah!
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a
Brushed
normal
off her
kid.
shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow. I actually
As
feel a little
abruptly as it
better.
began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. Me too. I should head out before this rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't let the
Beck
universe
gave
jerk
Luca
you
a light thump on
around.
the arm before heading in. Chapter 5.
We made it.
Friendly Feud. The
Oh.
air was heavy with the hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend.
Beck's just his other best friend. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I gotta check and see where we are time-wise. I would like to continue more Beacon Pines. It is spooky night, and, it'd be cool to play some spooky games the whole night. Beacon Pines hasn't really been too spooky tonight. It's had a little bit here and there. The beginning was pretty spooky, but ultimately, not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we've gone about an hour and a half into Beacon Pines. So, unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and call it for Beacon Pines right there. We will get back to Beacon Pines at another time. Maybe later tonight even, because this is pretty cool. I'd like to continue the stream. But I have 2 more games that I have to play for Game Pass before they leave. And then also, we have at least 2 spooky games that are pertinent that I play today. You know what I'm saying? I have to play them today. So, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chilling. Beacon Pines is always fun. Can't wait to play more of it. Don't know when we'll be able to play it again. Hopefully later tonight or tomorrow.